Good morning, class 8. Welcome back. So today we are starting a new chapter, chapter number 1, rational numbers. Okay. Till now, we have studied, in your previous classes, you all must have studied natural numbers, whole numbers, integers. Now in the number system, in the same series of the number system, we have rational numbers. The word rational is derived from the word ratio, right? So what is a rational number? Definition: any number that is in the form P upon Q. P is the numerator, Q is the denominator. Any number that is in the form P upon Q, where P and Q are co-prime integers. First we have to understand what is co-prime integer. Suppose you all understand prime numbers and composite numbers. Any numbers which do not have prime factors are called as prime numbers, and the numbers which do have more than one prime factors are called as composite numbers. So, say 3. 3 is a prime number itself. Next, 5. 5 is also a prime number. So, you can have 3 upon 5 or you can have 5 upon 3 in the form P upon Q. This is a rational number. These are primes. But what do we mean by co-primes? 9. Is 9 a prime number? No, it is a composite number. 8. Is it a prime number? No, it is also a composite number. But 9 and 8 together, they are called co-primes. Co-primes means they do not have any common factor. What is 9? What are the prime factors of 9? 3 into 3. What are the prime factors of 8? 2 into 2 into 2. You have the prime factorization of 8. You have the prime factorization of 9. So do you find any common factor? No, we do not find any common factor. So 9 and 8 being composite numbers, they are co-primes. If I have them together, they do not have any common factor. So they are co-primes. So you can have a rational number 9 upon 8 or 8 upon 9. You can have this rational number. Understood? So this is what I mean by co-primes. But if you see 4, okay, 6. What is the prime factorization of 4? 2 into 3. Prime factorization, 2 into 2. Prime factorization of 6, 2 into 3, right? We see that in the prime factorization, both 4 and 6 have a common factor, okay? So you cannot have 4 upon 6 as an ideal rational number, or 6 upon 4. You cannot have them as ideal rational numbers. They will become ideal rational numbers if we eliminate, if we remove their common factors, like 6 upon 4. 6 can be written as 2 into 3. 4 can be written as 2 into 2. Now their common factors can be eliminated. So 3 upon 2 is a genuine rational number. But 6 upon 4 is in the rational form but not a genuine rational number. 6 upon 4 you can say is equivalent to 3 upon 2, right? So you need to understand co-primes, okay? So the definition, coming back to the definition, any number that is in the form P upon Q, that is numerator upon denominator, where P and Q are co-prime integers. They can be integers. They can carry a positive sign or a negative sign, like minus 4 upon 5 or 7 upon upon minus 8. 4 is not a prime number, but 4 and 5 are co-primes. 8 is not a prime number, but 7 and 8 are co-primes. Negative sign can be there. Okay. So they are integers. Minus 4 is an integer, 5 is an integer, 7 is an integer, minus 8 is an integer. Minus 11 upon 13. This is a rational number. Or you can have minus 17 upon minus 5. So here what happens? When you are dividing a negative quantity by another negative quantity, the negative sign minus into minus is also plus, minus divided by minus is also plus. They get cancelled out. The negative sign is nullified. It cancels out. And whenever you have only one negative sign, and if it is in the numerator, in the denominator, you can express it here. It can be written as minus 7 upon 8. Understood? So this is how we can write integers in the form P upon Q. One more condition. Q is not equal to 0. Denominator of a rational number cannot be 0. Why should it be 0? Let's see. Suppose I have 6 upon 2. What is the simplest form that I can write 6 upon 2? I can write it as 3, right? It means if I multiply this 3 by this 2, I can get the numerator 6. Okay? But if you have 6 upon 0, do you know any number which when multiplied by 0 can give the product 6? We do not know such number yet. Okay? We do not know such number yet. I don't know any number which when multiplied by 0 can produce the product 6. Right? We don't know that number. So 6 upon 0 does not exist. Okay? So in the form P upon Q, whenever denominator is 0, that particular number does not exist, or we cannot define it. See, anything that exists can be defined, or you can say vice versa. Anything that can be defined really exists, right? So whenever denominator is 0, the rational number comes into a form where we cannot define it. It does not exist. So denominator can never be 0. So this is the definition of a rational number. Once again, coming back to the definition, see children, this is one of the most important chapters, Any number that is in the form P upon Q. P is the numerator, Q is the denominator. P can be greater than Q or Q can be greater than P. Okay? When P and Q are co-prime integers, they should not have any common factor. It means co-primes. And Q, the denominator, should never be equal to 0. This is how you can make infinite rational numbers. You have infinite integers, uncountable integers. Using those integers, you can make infinite rational numbers, right? And Q should not be equal to 0. One more thing, pay attention. 3 upon 0 is not a rational number, but 0 upon 3 is a rational number. Why? Do you know any number which when multiplied by 3 can give the result 0? Yes, of course, it is 0. So if I multiply this 3 by 0, I can get the numerator. So 0 upon 3 basically means 0. Okay? So 0 upon 1 or 0 upon 2, 0 upon 3, 0 upon 4, 0 upon 5, 0 upon any well-defined number. 0 upon minus 2, 0 upon minus 4, 0 upon minus 5, anything. It is 0. So 0 is also a rational number. P can be 0, but Q should never be 0. Understood? Q should never be 0. Denominator should never be equal to 0. Okay? Okay, next part. All the natural numbers, all the whole numbers, and all the integers are rational numbers. But the vice versa means if I say all the natural numbers, whole numbers and integers, all the natural numbers are rational numbers, all the whole numbers are rational numbers, all the integers are rational numbers, but I cannot say every time that all the rational numbers are integers. It may happen, it may not happen. All the rational numbers are whole numbers. It is possible at some times, but not always. All the rational numbers are natural numbers. No, it is not always true. If you call a statement to be true, it has to be true always, right? So rational number can be a natural number, but every time it will be a natural number? No. Rational number can be a whole number, but every time it will be a whole number? No, it's not true. A rational number can be an integer at occasions, but not always. Okay? So all the natural numbers are rational numbers. All the whole numbers are rational numbers. All the integers are also rational numbers. How? 5 is a natural number. I can write it as 5 upon 1. P is 5, Q is 1. 1 is also an integer, 5 is also an integer. Okay, but I cannot write it as minus 1. Because if I write this as minus 1, this will become minus 5 upon 1. Okay, I have minus 7. Minus 7 is an integer. I can write it as 1 upon 1. Okay, so this is the form P upon Q. P is minus 7. I cannot take this as negative. In that case, the identity of the number changes. Because negative sign will nullify with this negative sign. Here if I take minus 1, this will become negative. Whereas I already had positive 5. Okay. So again 5 is a natural number as well as it is a whole number. 0 is a whole number. 0 upon 1 is a rational number. If you have 0 in the place of P numerator, you can write 0 upon 1, this is 0. You can write 0 upon minus 1 is also equal to 0. You can write any number here. If P is 0, you can write Q as any positive or negative integer. Okay? Because 1 is an integer. The definition says P and Q, they both have to be co-prime integers. 1 is an integer. Right? So 5 upon 1 is a rational number. So you need to understand this in a better manner, children. So this was the basic definition of rational number. Okay, so as we started new chapter number 1, we previously completed chapter number 2. So please complete all the exercises of chapter number 2. If you do not have textbook, maybe in a day or 2 days or by the end of coming week, the books will be available in the school. You can contact Savai sir and all. Also, if you don't have textbook, you can download the PDF file from NCERT app. One of the apps it is available. Or if you want, I can send you the PDF file of the questions of all the exercises of chapter 2 that we have done. But please children, solve the questions in your maths fail notebook. Okay. So we shall meet in the next class. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Goodbye.